Hey, Carl here. Welcome to lesson 14 in my course on guitar chords and how to use them, located here at guitaru.com, the best free guitar school you will ever find. This is the third video where I am dealing with something called the CAGED system of chord mastery and neck organization. In the previous installments of this series, I organized the neck using this all-important CAGED system in the keys of C and G, enabling us to play 5 positions of a C major chord and 5 positions of a D major chord, all up and down the neck in different registers. My purpose here is to translate that methodology to the keys of D major and A major. It is important that you play and think in all 12 keys in your study of the guitar and in your study of music in general. Each and every one of the 12 keys is important, necessary, and critical to your ability to function as a musician. Make sure you study and memorize the circle of fifths, the key signatures, and what are called the sharp keys and the flat keys. We don't want to go into a lengthy explanation of that here, but just take my word for it. The circle of fifths is one of those things that you have to memorize and have down cold. It will really pay off. It's another one of those things that a professional knows that an amateur doesn't. Here in our course, we are taking a systematic approach in building your knowledge, going step by step, taking our time, and doing everything right the first time so we don't have to go back and do it again. To review, we learned how to play 5 positions of a C major chord, and I suggested you practice them by being able to buzz up and down the neck, ascending and descending through the chords with a beat. At this point in the course, you should be able to play the 5 shapes of a C major chord like so, ascending through the 5 shapes beginning with open C. Next, of course, is the A shape. After that, G, E, the D type of a C major chord, and 1 octave from where we started, the C type of C major chord in position 12. Reverse the process, the C shape, the D shape, I'm using a C5, the ever popular E shape, the not so popular G shape, and I do it like this, and I don't mess with the top string, very uncomfortable, and not a first choice of rhythm guitar chord. The A shape, and returning to home base. Those are the 5 shapes in the key of C. C shape, A shape, G shape, E shape, D shape. Full circle to the octave. Now, progressing around the circle of fifths to the key with 1 sharp, G, the same fundamentals apply, cleanly, clearly, and in time. This time we begin with a G shape, to the E shape of a G chord, to the D shape of an E chord, the C shape, the A shape, and 1 octave full circle to G major. That's kind of a tough one, but I'll do it like that. So I go down from G to the A shape, to the C shape, to the D shape, the E shape, and back home. So in G it looks like this. G shape, E shape, D shape, C shape, A shape, and 1 octave full circle. Remember, it's always the same chords in the same order. Sometimes it's a little cattywampus. Meaning you only spell the word C-A-G-E-D in the key of C. But some of those cattywampus spellings, like C-D-E-G-A or D-E-G-C-A, apply to the different keys. It's always the same chords in the same order. Like the head bone's connected to the neck bone's connected to the backbone, and so on. Next, we need to progress to the key of D, the key with 2 sharps, as we systematically revolve around the circle of fifths. Once again, we will examine a D scale, spell out a D major chord, D, F sharp, and A, the 3 notes that comprise the D major chord, which are its spelling, and of course its formula is 1, 3, 5, are the 1st, 3rd, and 5th notes of the D major scale. Now we simply find every D, F sharp, and A note on the neck of the guitar. And here is that great big daunting and confusing D major master chord shape, or super pattern, as I have called it before. If you are printing and saving the text and graphic portions of these lessons, which I certainly hope you are, these diagrams are starting to look friendly and familiar to you, instead of overwhelming and confusing. So once again, we will begin with a basic open position D chord, the D shape of course, and we will progress through the caged system in the key of D. So of course we will follow the protocol we have established in this lesson and begin with a D shape. Next is the C shape, after that the A shape, the G shape, the ever popular E shape, and I've come full circle 1 octave to D. Only I'm playing D5 because the true D major movable root 4 chord is like that, and I just hate doing it. So I do this. It's more for visualizing and organizing the neck, but that also is a really badass chord. So if I do it in reverse, I have my D shape, my E shape, my not so popular G shape, the A shape, the C shape, which is one I really do like, and back to home base. So ascending and descending, it looks like this. D shape, C shape, A shape, G shape, E shape, D shape, D shape, E shape, G shape, A shape, C shape, and D, of course. To conclude our study of D major and the caged system in that key, let's take a look at the master pattern or super pattern. To the left is every note in the D major chord. The 5 smaller diagrams to the right show you the caged system as it applies to the key of D major. D type, C type, A type, G type, and E type. These are the 5 chords you should be comfortable buzzing up and down, ascending and descending in time cleanly and clearly, making special note of the location of all the root notes in each of these chords. Also remember, this video is meant to accompany my distance learning program found at guitar.The. Next, I want to examine the key of A. So of course we will take a look at the A major scale and review and remind ourselves of the formula and the spelling for an A major chord. The formula is 1, 3, 5, are the 1st, 3rd, and 5th notes of the major scale. The spelling is A, C sharp, and E. Translate and find every instance of those 3 notes on the neck of a guitar, making a special note of the location of all root notes, and begin playing your way through the 5 shapes in A major. Next, of course, we're going to apply the 5-position caged system to the key of A. So let's begin by looking at that great big daunting and confusing diagram with all the A major notes and all the A major chords clearly indicated on this page. Check it out. Once again, this diagram should start to look familiar and friendly to you, instead of as intimidating as it once did. If I'm going to do the caged system, the key of A, I need to start out with a good old classic A major shape. So here we go. Starting with A major, my A shape, my G shape, E shape, D shape, C shape, full circle to the A. And that's my octave. In reverse, I have an A shape, a C shape, a D shape, the ever-popular E shape, probably the most well-known type of bar chord, the G shape, which again, I don't do this, I don't like that, I do this, and I return to my A. Okay, this is what your practicing should look like, in time and cleanly and smoothly. Think A shape, G shape, E shape, D shape, C shape, A shape, A shape, C shape, D, E shape, G shape, back home to A. And there you go. When you return to the web pages associated with this video, you will find diagrams for the remainder of the keys that use sharps, the keys of E, B, and F sharp. Print them out and practice these keys in the same manner as we have done up until this point in the course. Finally, this lesson will conclude with one of my favorite and most challenging exercises, something I call power cycling, which will be explained in the course material. As a reminder, you must print and save all the accompanying text and graphics meant to go with this video to gain full value from the lessons. Study and refer to my diagrams often as you play with them and play at them. Sometimes it's fun just to put on a drum machine, and if you have sequencing abilities or a MIDI setup, play a simple bass line in the key of D and see what kind of parts you can come up with by strumming and picking your way through the 5 shapes of the chords. Doing your own thing, making your own kind of music, and doing your best to come up with something that you like. The ability to play and connect 5 chords and 5 shapes in any key is just another one of those things that a professional knows that an amateur doesn't. Learning and knowing the 5 shapes will increase your efficiency, accuracy, and musical vocabulary in ways that you have only dreamed about up until this point. Sometimes learning and studying these positions and the CAGED system in general is a huge brain teaser. If that's the case, go to an easy key like C or G. Review it, cement that key in your head, buzz up and down it a number of times, and then tackle a difficult key like D flat or G flat. Also, keep your head in the game all day long. Study the diagrams, visualize, make sketches. When you have a break at school or work, think about it. You don't even need your guitar to practice. I've gotten a lot done like that. Sometimes more than I can get done with my guitar, because that can be distracting. Practice in your mind's eye. Before you know it, you'll be flying all over the neck and coming up with all sorts of great and amazing things. This is Carl. Thanks for checking out my stuff. I really appreciate your time. I hope you're enjoying your lessons at guitar.The, because I'm enjoying making them. I'll see you next time.